Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Tayo Salam. This is what the show looks like. We're starting off not on the greatest of notes. The Tigress, Nigeria's women's national basketball team, are taking a stand this morning against unpaid wages and allowances and have threatened to boycott future camps until their demands are met. Also on Channel Sport this morning, this time still talking basketball, Brooklyn Nets bar all-star point guard Kyrie Irving from practice and playing until he complies with New York's COVID-19 vaccination rules. We'll also be taking a look at the developments and the direction of chess in Nigeria with the new board. All right, so you already have an idea of where we're starting off the show. That's because I've got some members of the new board for the Nigeria Chess Federation in the studio with me. Starting off with Aiko J on my immediate left. Good morning, Aiko J.
Hi, good morning.
It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome. And I've got Yinka Adewale as well.
Good morning, Tayo.
Fantastic. Good to have you. You're the
Thank you, sir.
Vice President of the Nigeria Chess Federation. That's the new boss. So first of all, I think congratulations are in order, right?
Thank you very much.
Successful elections, no controversy. There's a new board in place.
Yeah.
You all know where you're going next.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Obviously.
All right. So let's just dive straight into it, and let's talk about your new board and the plans that you have for chess developments in the country.
Thank you very much, Tayo.
You're welcome.
You know, when you look at the profile of the new board members, you definitely know what you should expect at the end of the 4 years. The president of the current board, that's in person of DIG, retired,
Right.
Sani Mohammed. He was actually 2 past presidents of Nigeria Chess Federation. The guideline actually allowed the 3rd term, and we look at who is actually the right person. So he came on board, and we all allowed him and gave all the support.
Okay.
And so he has always been in the public sector. Myself, I've always been in the private sector and been playing chess for over 25 years. So it's going to be like a collaboration between the public and the private sector to move chess forward to the next level in this country.
Indeed.
Even on this same board, you have a lot of powerful people. On my right, you have the high-end international master, Odion Haikoje,
There you go.
as a player's representative. He's coming with huge world of experience
Right.
on the board as well. He has won several gold medals, both international and local. So you expect that someone like that is going to have a huge contribution on the board. We even have professors among us. We have engineers among us. We have
Right. medical
medical doctors among us. So it's a very rich board. Yes, there might be some fight on the board, but we'll settle it on a chessboard.
So the bottom line is that the composition of the new board is almost perfect, right?
Very perfect.
Because there's really nothing perfect in this world.
Correct.
I'd come to you now, Odion Aiko J. I mean, you've been there, done that. But you're on this board now as a player representative. So that simply means you are going to be looking after the interest of the players. Where exactly do you think you need to focus in terms of the players and their needs and the things that they need to do to, play better?
Yeah, thanks for that, Tayo. Okay, well, let me just quickly put a little bit of background to this.
Why not?
I have previously been the players' representative on the board. That was 2 tenures ago. And there were certain things during my tenure then which I identified as being important for welfare of players and for development of the game.
Yeah.
And luckily, this time around, as I'm coming on the board, I'm not just coming as a past representative
Right.
of the players. I'm also chairman of the Chess Commission at the continental level. That's for the Africa Chess Confederation.
Awesome.
We have a Players Commission. And I'm also a member of the Athletes Commission at the world level.
Right.
So I'm in a position to bring development from the continental level and also from the world level to Nigeria. What I would say the players would expect this time around is to be able to have a conduit to the administration. It's very important. And I'm also aware that the athletes have also come up with a union in Abuja for all the sports. So all the players' representatives will liaise and we'll make sure we provide that interface between the players and the administration. sometimes there are misunderstandings, but we need to resolve this, of course.
Okay, everyone's got to be on the same page.
The same page.
That's very, very important. Let's go back to you, Yinka. You've talked about the board. You've pretty much waxed lyrical about the composition. So let's get into specifics now in terms of charting a new course, a new direction for chess in the country. Well, what are the things that you intend to bring on board this time around?
Thank you very much, Tayo. Chess is actually not just a game. It's actually a tool on its own used in strategy. So if we, the chess player, cannot actually apply the strategy, then who else can?
So what's the point? So
for us, we've done a serious root cause analysis. What are the major problems that we actually have in chess by way of brainstorming? On the first day of inauguration, when the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport inaugurated us, the President actually mandated us to have a meeting at the office of, we are very lucky to also have in our midst the Alhaji Durotoye, who happened to be the Director of Sport on grassroots development.
Right.
So he honored with a very big office where we did the brainstorming. Some major things were identified. One is we actually do not have history of about chess in Nigeria. So we want to create some form of archiving, whereby if somebody wants to have details of what has happened in the past, we can actually immediately get it. That's in form of a strong and robust database of players, current, past. And again, we want to also go by way of celebrating people who have contributed one way or the other, recognize them, give awards. We have a lot of them in Nigeria. Even among them, you have people who are in power now, and we have people who have been in the power in the past. We are also looking forward to a situation by every household we have a chessboard. So in a house, maybe I go to visit you. I mean, I would say chessboard there, and so we can actually get there.
Wow.
So it's our vision that every house must actually play chess, because there are so many things that you gain by actually playing chess. Playing chess takes a lot of distractions off you. Playing chess actually improves your intellectual, whether you like it or not. It also assists in taking strategic decisions, because when you are on the chessboard, you're talking about, you are faced with choices. So in that case, you want to take which of these choices is actually the best for me. Of course, you can't go on the chessboard without proper planning. So playing chess also assists in you planning before you can actually take a strategic decision. So as a board, we are currently forming various committees. We're looking at having a permanent committees and having some ad hoc committees. The Honorable Minister challenged us that in the next 6 months, he actually wants a constitution to be developed by all the federations. So number one task that we want to do is actually in the next 3 months, we gave ourselves 3 months, and even gave the committee, we immediately put up the committee and gave the committee 1 month to deliver the first draft. And as we speak now, the committee is actually working. The committee is made up of board members, lawyers that are chess players, and so on like that, so that we can actually have a good thing. So apart from that, we are also developing a calendar that will itemize all the things that we actually want to do come 2022. This year is almost going to end, so we're just more like doing
getting ready for
next year. Yes.
Interesting that you talked about making sure every household has got a chess board.
Yes.
I mean, it's like any other sports out there. If you want to develop or get people interested in it, there's got to be facilities in place, and I guess the chessboard is your own facility, and it'll be very interesting to see how you do that, how you get every household to have a chessboard in them. All right, now let's come to you now. I mean, you've been there, done it, Olympiad champion. There's no doubt that Nigeria's got so many great players, and some analysts would insist that you guys should be doing a lot better. What are the major challenges that you faced over the years, and how do you intend to resolve them going forward?
Well, I would like to say kudos to Channels TV, because Channels TV has helped in providing one of the solutions. Nigeria at 60, I was listed as one of the sports icons of the country. And I remember that, you know, there was a campaign among various media organizations to make sure that those who were deserving got it. Now, it's not so much about me as an individual. The fact that Nigeria as a country could recognize a winner in chess as one of the icons of this country, that automatically means that moving into the future, there is recognition. And that's one of the challenges we've faced over the years, because chess has not been seen as a mainstream sport.
True.
Yes, we are part of the NOC, kind of like ad hoc. Chess was trialed in the Olympics in Sydney in 2000, and since then it hasn't come back, but we do expect that it will be trialed again, potentially, in the next Olympics in Paris.
Right.
So we've been part of the All-Africa Games since 1992. We are part of those main competitions, but it's still not seen as an activity that everybody can participate in. Now that Nigeria has seen fit, and we really say thank you to the Honorable Minister of Sports for recognizing a chess player as a sports icon. Now we have that. Now we have chess as part of the All-Africa Games, potentially in the Olympics. We've done half of the job.
Right.
The next part of it is to get the message out to the public that chess is an activity that anybody can participate in, and its benefits. So those benefits are what we are really going to be focusing on moving into the future, such that other people will then be encouraged to get into the game, and they will know there is a path for them, a career path in the game.
That's very, very interesting indeed, and that's why we're here as well. We're here to give chess, all these other little or small sports, in quotes, you know, the coverage that they deserve. Back to you, Yinka. You talked about the year being almost over. But before the year is over, there's a major one coming, the National Chess Championships. Surely that's a massive one. You're looking forward to that. You're very excited. What's the current situation with that now in terms of the preparations?
Okay. Thank you very much, Tayo. My president and the other board members actually visited the team of Orchid Lekki Chess Club.
Okay. That's the venue, right?
Yes, that's the venue. And they are able to present their proposal to us. Of course, this has actually been presented to the former board,
right.
Which actually shows that we are just taking over those things that have been done by the
continuity.
So it's continuity for us. So we're not abolishing any whole project, so we are continuing. So it's a form of concession. So we identify that the public, the private sector can actually handle this job much better than us. So that was actually concession to them that, okay, you organize for the next 2 years the national champion for Nigeria, both male and female. So come 8th of November, up till for another 1 week, we're going to be having competition. It's going to be a round robin between the top 10 players in Nigeria, male, and top female Nigerian player. So we want to identify who is actually the best among these. Why that person will represent the Nigerian for the next 12 months. So after another 12 months, we're going to have another one going that way. So side attraction, we are also going to have an open tournament by the side. So it's not going to just be the only 20 people playing. So apart from that, you have a lot of other players that will be playing by the side. But of course, the playing venue of the national championship will be different from that of the Open. Open is actually open to all chess players. Anyone. Yes.
So pretty much everything is going according to plan for the chess championships to start on the scheduled date. Are you going to be a part of that one?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I will be a part of it. I still play.
You still play, yeah. Well,
retired, well, semi-retired. Let me not say retired. So I'll be there for sure.
Indeed. Earlier, we saw pictures of kids playing chess, and like every sport as well, it's so important to catch them young. What are the plans for the kids for this new board?
Okay, that area is actually a major focus area for us, which is described as chess in school.
Right.
Currently, if you look at a lot of schools, if you attend a lot of schools, you will see one day in a week, they play chess maybe for 30 minutes, 1 hour. They have a chess coach. They have a trainer who actually go there to actually attend to these kids. But beyond that, we want to actually take it to curriculum. We want to work with the Ministry of Education and see how can ministry actually recognize this as a curriculum instead of extra curriculum, so that because the relevance of chess cannot be overemphasized.
Right.
So we are looking at it's hereby the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth and Sport will work together. So we are looking at collaboration and partnership between this.
Wow.
So we are putting our proposal together to see how the Minister of Education can actually see the reason why he should actually work with us on chess. Wow. Chess is not just game. But right now you see a lot of private schools having code. But this is still not yet at the point that we want it. We want all the public schools. We want chess to happen in all the public schools, but we are not there yet. Wow. Because so many things. You talk about resources, you talk about capability. Capability, yes, we are there, but resources is also very, it's very important. Yeah. So, and that is why we need to work with a lot of people in the public sector in order to achieve this.
That's very interesting. Hopefully, it all pans out great. Imagine chess being embedded in the school curriculum. That'll be fantastic, especially for the kids. Before we let you go, as I'm looking at the time now, there's a big one coming up, Nigeria and Hungary. Tell us about that. I hear these two countries are going head-to-head very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
And what is that all about?
Okay, the Hungary embassy actually reached out to us that they would like to actually have a friendly match with us, that's Nigeria, in order to celebrate their independent anniversary. Right. This is actually coming up on the 14th of this month. In fact, it's coming up tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
And the format is we are going to have 6 players from Nigeria playing against 6 players from Hungary. They expect that all our players are actually in Abuja. We play in one particular venue, while all their home players will be in Budapest, which is their home capital over there. And the formats, the composition of the players include 2 elite players. That's 2 international masters. We're going to have international master Olakbe and international master. We have 2 players and 2 female players and 2 under-20 players, 1 boy and 1 girl. Wow. Same format from their own side. We expect them to be in that. But of course, Hungary compared with Nigeria is actually a very strong. They have stronger team because you have Grandmaster there. The highest we've got in Nigeria is International Master.
Indeed. So it's going to be virtually, right?
Yeah, it's going to be virtual.
It should be great. It should be a great experience for the Nigerian players going up against these vastly experienced players from Hungary.
Yes.
Great exposure for them, great experience, right?
It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And just to add to what the Vice President has said, you know, this concept, you know, the Hungarian embassy reached out to the Nigeria Chess Federation with the idea of collaboration between the 2 countries. They say they already have areas of mutual development in football, but now chess. And we do recognize that it's important to have these strategic collaborations. We complain in Nigeria that, oh, you know, the people, the youth, that people are not really focused. Chess is something that can help build a smarter, more focused, more strategic generation. Right. So, you know, starting from the grassroots level, it cannot be, you know, overstated the importance of getting chess into schools. Wow. This could potentially be the tool to change the future for Nigeria.
Perfect way to end this conversation. Of course, it's not ending forever. We're going to continue some other time. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Inkadewale, that's the Vice President of the Nigeria Chess Federation. And I've also got the player representative on the board, Odion Aikoje, was an Olympiad world champion. Must be said. Thank you, guys. That's it for the first half of the show. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll continue across the amazing world of sports. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Demola Ogubona has now joined us. Demola, always great to have you on a Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Taya. Yeah. Thanks for always having me. It's a pleasure being here.
Indeed. All right, let's kick on with the show. Go straight to Indian Wells and tell you that former world #1, 3-time major winner Andy Murray has been knocked out in the 4th round of the BNP Paribas Open. We always knew it was going to be tough for Murray when he beat Carlos Alcaraz in the previous round. It was going to take on, or it was taking on, Alexander Zverev, the most informed player on the ATP Tour, and ended up in a defeat for Andy Murray, 6-4, 7-6. So Alexander Zverev has advanced to the next round of the BNP Paribas Open going on in California. Yep.
Yes, I
Murray, at this stage of his career, taking on Alexander Zverev, it was always going to be a difficult one for him.
We always knew what the outcome was going to be, you know, going in against Alexander Zverev. I mean, he found it tough going through. And sad to see him, being completely outclassed in that game.
Yeah.
But then he's even said that this might be, you know, he'll have to skip the Davis Cup coming up next month for people that are more deserving. He doesn't think that physically he's there yet. You know, he's been battling through many injury problems, you know, here and there over the past couple of years. And it's sad to see, but I think, again, age is not on his side as well. Yeah. And Sandy Murray, well, can only wish you the best going forward. Yeah,
best going forward for Andy Murray. For Alexander Zverev, he's now in the 4th round of that competition going on at Indian Wells. Zverev, just to let you know, is situated properly, has won 19 of his past 20 matches, including runs to winning gold at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, as well as the Western and Southern Open title in Cincinnati. So that's a man bang on form, and it will take some stopping at this competition. It must be said that there's still some very great players left in the competition as well. So Zverev surely has to be one of the favorites for it, alongside the likes of Daniil Medvedev as well.
Anticipants, you know, Zverev has been he's been in very fantastic form. Of course, one of the few guys who carry the torch of tennis as a wear, you know, going
after
forward.
The big three.
After the big three, who, I mean, I think they're easily and gradually, you know, phasing out. They're still there.
They're still there.
They're still a force to be reckoned with. But these guys and you know, so much youth and energy. You know, I think yes, it's always going to tell. You know, going forward. So
it's inevitable.
It's about time too. I mean, these old guys have been there over.
I don't know about being about time. I don't know about that because Djokovic has shown in this past season that he is still the top dog. 3 majors. Just came close to winning a calendar Grand Slam, but Daniil Medvedev didn't let that happen.
Yes.
I see where you're coming from, but I just feel there's still some fight left in the old dogs as well.
Absolutely.
So let's not count them out.
Absolutely not. I'm just saying with youth and energy and the rigors that this game, you know, entails, I mean, it's always going to tell going forward.
It's only a matter of time. All right, so that's it for tennis. Let's go to the basketball courts now and give you updates coming from games played in the NBA preseason. It's just 1 week until tip-off for the new season to start. And we're here to tell you that, once again, the Los Angeles Lakers lost. They've lost for the 5th time in 5 games now. This one is a bit special because we saw the debut of the big 3 of LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. They all played together, but that couldn't prevent them from losing against the Golden State Warriors 1-1-1. That's 111-99. They fell to 0-5 in preseason. Surely worrying signs with just 1 week before the season starts.
I wouldn't necessarily say worrying signs.
Really?
Yes, this is just them trying to gel and come together and play. We know that when season proper starts, that game time mentality is going to be there. You know, much more improvement. I mean, with KD, LeBron, and AD, these are winners, thoroughbred winners, and they'll go to the court and show. I'm actually tipping them as one of my favorites, you know, to win the Larry Brent trophy. You know, come the end of the season, it's going to be tough because there's some other guys in the West as well who are, you know, in the East.
So many contenders.
Well. So many contenders. The Brooklyn Nets are still there. The Bucks too are still there. The Raptors too. You know, it's always going to be tough, but never count this team from early out time.
No, you can't count them out because, like I said, a few were winners: LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Carmelo Anthony is still chasing that ring. There's that extra motivation for him. Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, great experience. You know, not one is counting them out, but I think it's a bit worrying to be winless in your preseason, 0-5. That's not good enough. You know what they say about winning being a habit, right? Losing is a habit as well. So they would shoot. I mean,
but would you rather you know, lose during preseason and win during when season proper starts, you know? So I'm sure they'll get their act together, you know, all their shortcomings, fine-tune all the rough edges, and then when season proper starts, it's going to be game time. All
right, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Ademola not worried at all by the form of the LA Lakers going into the 2021-2022 NBA season. That's it for, okay, that's not it for basketball. We're still talking basketball. Ademola mentioned the Brooklyn Nets being one of the contenders as well for the NBA championship. As a matter of fact, the GMs, as the general managers across the league, have actually chosen Brooklyn as the #1, as the favorites to win the championship. But there's a story coming out of their camp, which is that all-star point guard Kyrie Irving will not be able to play or practice with the Nets until he complies with New York's COVID-19 vaccination rules. We've been following that story. Everyone has been following that story. Kyrie's still standing his ground. He hasn't come out explicitly to say he's not vaccinated, but the reason we're having this conversation is it appears easier to take the COVID jab. And now the Nets have come out to say, okay, so the situation was this before. Kyrie, because of the mandates in New York and San Francisco, would not be able to play the home games for the Nets, right? Meaning he can go on the road and play for them. But now the Nets have come out to say, no, we're not having a part-time player. Kyrie's not going to play nor practice until he complies with the local mandates in New York. Before I get your thoughts, let's take a listen to the general manager of the Brooklyn Nets explaining how they came about this decision. I'm talking about Sean Marks. As it is right now, Kyrie Irving is being barred from training and playing with the Brooklyn Nets. What's your reaction to this? Your first reaction you heard about it? We're talking of one of their star players, not just a role player. Kyrie is an all-star, bona fide all-star.
For me, I think whatever Irving's reasons are for not taking the job, I'll never understand. But then it is personal to him.
Personal, yeah.
But then when it comes to an organization that you're working for and there's a requirement, there's a test requirement for you to go take before you can partake in competitions. And I just think at the end of the day, because Kyrie is one of the best players, I mean, one of the best point guards in the NBA as well. And for them, you know, it's like both Kyrie, Kyrie and the team, you know, eyeballing each other. Who's going to blink first? And the young man is saying, I'm not going to take the jab. And then the organization has come out to say, if you're not taking the jab, not only are you not going to play away, you're not going to play at home as well. So, I mean, and for them to take that stand and say, this is one of the best players, but still, this is our stance. You either take it or you don't play for the team. I just think both parties will find a common ground at the end of the day and sort this out because...
Okay, and sort it out, right?
Yes.
But as it is right now, this is the path they have decided to take, which I find very interesting because the NBA has not mandated players to be vaccinated, right? This is an issue with the New York State saying you have to get at least one shot to be able to enter gyms and, you know, other public places, the Barclays Center where the Brooklyn Nets play their home games. And some people thought, okay, the Nets might just, reach a compromise. Okay, Kyrie, you can't play at home, but you go on the road with us. Now they're actually ruling out that possibility as well too. Like, so I'm just a bit surprised that the Brooklyn Nets would go down this route. And Sean Marks is given these reasons that they don't want a part-time player. They want a full partnership that involves all of the players.
That's why I mentioned that when both parties sat at the table and, you know, eyeballing each other, who's going to blink first, and Kyrie is not ready to do that, and the team as well is not, you know, ready to let go. Are they trying to tell us that it's a player that can do it well with, or a service? I mean, yes, they have other players on the team who will always come, you know, to the party. They still have
KD and James Harden.
James Harden is still there.
Well, this is going to be a big loss.
It is.
And the GM pretty much agreed to that in the clip we listened to.
Again, at the end of the day, I think they'll find a way around it, and they'll come to, you know, a reasonable conclusion.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. So as it is right now, Kyrie cannot play nor practice with the Brooklyn Nets. As a matter of fact, Kyrie is going to be unable to play in 43 regular season games, 41 at the Barclays Center and 2 at the Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks play their games. And if this stands, it stands to lose $380,000 per game. That's what Kyrie will lose if he doesn't play these games for the Brooklyn Nets. We'll continue to monitor the situation as soon as there's any new updates, or there's any updates on it, you'll be the first to know on Channel Sport this morning. We're still talking basketball, but let's come home now. What we're about to talk about, it's not palatable at all. I'm just going to keep quiet now, and we're going to hear out the D-Tigress players taking a stand against unfair treatment being meted to them by the Nigeria Basketball Federation.
First, we want to say thank you to the Nigerian Embassy in Cameroon for celebrating us. We appreciate you more than you know. Other than that, we do not feel appreciated or celebrated after achieving this historical feat. In 2017, we won the AfroBasket Championship, and 3 days later, we were presented to the Father of Nations, Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, and his entire cabinet by the former ministry, Honorable Solomon Dalong, as customary with handshake. We have defended our championship and brought back the cup in 2019 and 2021, which is historical, but still, no invitation has been extended to the team to visit Aso Rock or a presidential handshake. Why?
President of NBBF, Musa Kita, said that the Federation isn't owing any players, officials, or vendors. This is far from the truth. The last time we checked, our allowances, stipends, bonuses, training grants, and donations made by banks for players, officials, and volunteers still have not been paid.
We are owed $73,118 from the NBBF, $24,000 from the Ministry for the Tokyo Grant, and $100,000 from donations from 3 banks in Nigeria.
Ever since our general manager and team manager resigned, we feel like we're being marginalized. Our senior leadership, like the former president, never really shows up for camps or competitions to boost our morale. And when we have significant concerns and issues that needs to be addressed, when he does show up, we get vague answers, as if our concerns aren't important to him. But when we win, they magically show up for photo ops and celebrations to use for political gain. Musa Kita was not in Cameroon, but somehow he showed up to Abuja to take pictures and to hoist a trophy, again, for political gain.
I say it's in a Carlo D-Tigress point guard. They're not a very happy camp at all, and that's very obvious because of those reasons that they've given. Your initial reaction when you saw this particular clip, I saw it yesterday, and I shook my head for a good 1 minute.
Understandably so why these girls feel aggrieved. I feel really saddened by what I just, when I saw it yesterday and, you know, read other comments from other the Tigress ladies, I feel so sad. I honestly feel that as a nation, as a country, we need to do better. Those who are in charge, they need to do better. I don't know if it's as a result of the election coming through. That is, I mean, these girls go out there, their sweat, their blood. And when they won, and we didn't see them in the country, save for a few guys, I was wondering, what's happening? Why aren't these people being celebrated? They just won
back to back to back.
3 feet.
Yeah.
Which is no mean feat.
Nope.
And nothing was done in there. What we were made to understand then was their season is in gear. They had to go for preseason. They made a whole lot of stories up until this came out. And we are hearing that, indeed, there was no arrangement made for these girls. Tayo. They were being owed money that was due them. I mean, and they had to call out all the people involved. It's just, you know. I'm honestly short of words at what is going on right now. This is not the kind of image we should be portraying for ourselves and for how do we expect other girls, other talents outside the country, listening to all this, hearing all this, to want to come and play for the country. It doesn't speak well, doesn't bode well for us as a nation. So I think we need to do better, and I'm sure we can do better. So it's really sad. It's really, really sad. Really, really sad.
Bad advertisement for Nigerian basketball. Like you said, others will be discouraged by situations like this. And I was having a conversation with a colleague after they won the three-peat, and he just said, I hope they're treating these girls well. He just said it's, and I'm like, yeah, we hope so. And guess what? A few weeks afterwards, this is coming out, and it'll be very interesting to see or to get the reaction of the Nigeria Basketball Federation to all of this.
Does it have to get to this level?
It should never get to this level. We've tried to reach, my producers tried to reach the president, but unfortunately, that hasn't panned out well for us. We'll keep trying, and we'll get his reaction to this very unpalatable developments coming from Nigerian basketball. We're talking about an election that is coming up in a couple of weeks on the 30th. Is this what they want to be doing when they get on board the game?
Why all those monies are not? I mean, you guys said that no money to pay, new sponsors, banks came through, paid money, brought money down. Why is the money being held? So why this money is not being paid to these athletes who are, genuinely, they've deserved it, they've earned it, it is their right? And there was a whole lot of stories again, about how nobody paid attention to them, nobody came to visit them while they were doing trainings, even in Tokyo as well, nobody came through for them. They needed a general manager, nobody was there to manage, that at some point, no access to medical, attention and facilities while they were in Tokyo. And this shouldn't be. People responsible for, for these girls should do their jobs. It's just, I'm really, really saddened by.
Everyone is saddened. Every basketball fan are really, saddened by this. In case you've missed it, somehow or you're just joining the program, Nigeria's senior women's national basketball team, the Tigers, are taking a stand against unpaid allowances and wages. They feel unappreciated by the federation. I mean, these are all allegations, and we're all waiting for the NBBF to react to all of this. We'll be here to give you all of those details as well. But we need to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up the show. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Time to give you updates concerning the Commonwealth Games, which is going to kick off next year. And we're here to tell you that as our member nations get ready for the Commonwealth Games, the baton, they call it the Queen's Baton Relay, is set to visit Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria is going to be one of those countries featuring at the Commonwealth Games. It's like the Olympic relay torch as well. So this is a traditional situation, and we're excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nigeria happens to be, we will be the third nation to receive this baton before it goes to other 15 African Commonwealth nations, and then afterwards goes to Asia. Just goes to show where our stand really is in the Commonwealth nations, especially in the Commonwealth. It's a nice touch, and afterwards, after it has gone round, I think how many nations now? But I'm sure it's going to travel for 294 days, before it makes its return back to the
72 nations in total.
In total, exactly. Before the Queen finally gives our own farewell message. It's a nice touch.
Indeed. So on October the 16th, you should expect to see this baton relay visit Nigeria. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, it's going to visit other African countries, 15 in total, as well, the likes of the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Cameroon, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, and Zambia. There's also Mozambique, Mauritius, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, New Zealand. There's also Eswatini, as well as Seychelles. So those are the countries the baton will be visiting in Africa before moving to the other nations around the world. So Birmingham 2022, that's what it's about. It's going to be held in the United Kingdom from July the 28th to the 8th of August. Nigeria typically does very well in this competition. Hopefully, we'll be taking a strong team to triumph once again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like the fact that this Commonwealth, as much as we know it's games and sport and all that, the fact that they'll be embracing unique cultures and sharing stories, all over the world, and before the touch eventually gets back to the Queen or our representative, where she will now give our final farewell message. I think it's brilliant. It's good, and just keep it up.
Awesome. We're waiting for the baton to arrive in Nigeria on October the 16th. Let's move on from the Commonwealth Games now to international football and tell you that Cristiano Ronaldo was at it again late last night. Yes, Portugal were in action against Luxembourg. Ronaldo scored yet another hat trick, 10 in total now for Portugal. This guy is simply a goal machine. There's not much to say or add to the prolific nature of this guy.
Tyre, I'm short of superlatives.
Yeah, we're all short.
to qualify that man, Cristiano Ronaldo. What a player has been over the years, and at 36 and still going strong.
Incredible.
I hear people saying, is he ever going to stop? I'm sure, yes, he will stop when he gets to 40 or thereabout. I think his aim too is to reach, at 40 years old to still be playing. And I read something somewhere, which I'm not sure. I'm not particularly sure.
What is it?
That the son said that please just hold on and keep playing so that I can get to that stage where we get to play together. I don't know.
That's just on the light side. But you never know with Ronaldo. Ronaldo still looks like he can play for
maybe that's why he's
5 years.
still going and he's still. But I like the fact that he's really keeping himself. What he's putting into his body, his training regimen and schedules and everything. He's really putting all the little attention to details, paying attention to it. It shows. I mean, another hat-trick again for country. And I was hearing some Man United fans saying that please don't score all the goals during this qualifiers. Make sure we need a goal at Old Trafford as well.
Yeah.
So, with club football, coming back this weekend, we'll see if he can Manchester United.
I don't think there's any doubt about it that Ronaldo will get his numbers for Manchester United. So United fans can relax. The goals are not going to dry up anytime soon for Ronaldo. That doesn't mean, though, that United are going to go on and win all of the trophies, because Ronaldo can't do it all. He's not going to defend for you. He's not going to dictate the pace of the game for you. So there's still so many issues for the club to resolve if they want to compete at the top level. So congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo, 10 hat-tricks for Portugal, 115 goals.
Incredible.
Internationally. Incredible. And that record looks like will be standing for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Because it's still going. It's still going. Who knows when it's going to retire?
Another angle again. We'll get to see who's going to take penalty duties for Manchester United. He took 2 yesterday.
Come on.
And Fernandes was there on the pitch.
You know the answer to that. The next penalty United get will be taken by Cristiano Ronaldo. Not after what happened against us. I was against Aston Villa, right? Yes, when Fernandes blasted one into row Z. Anyway, so that's it for Cristiano Ronaldo and his goal-scoring prowess. We need to go on with the show now. We're going to be closing by taking a look at the papers, starting with Sporting Live. Defensive midfield void. Manchester United make indeed the top targets. We've been hearing about this for a long time now, but nothing concrete has ever come out of it. We've heard ex-United players, suggest that indeed is that guy for United, but so far, nothing.
Tyre, I know for sure that Indeed is going to move. Now, what I heard from inside this, I heard was the fact that he's pursuing his schooling in Leicester.
Right.
And that is why he's probably told his agent or whoever is in charge of him to just keep hold of any transfer that might be coming through for him. Let him concentrate and finish what he's doing there. I'm not sure if he's finished now, but the start is there. If he is, then the January move, as is being postulated in the papers, would not be beyond me if that eventually happens. I think
that'd be very unlikely.
It will
in January, very unlikely. I don't see how Leicester will sanction such a move in January, knowing that Leicester as well too want to compete, perhaps finish in the top 4.
I think if Man U puts the money down and the player wants to leave, he has been a very good servant to Leicester and the football club, and if he wants to take his football talents to a bigger club where, we all know Manchester United. I would personally, like to see him there. I think he will hold his own there. The kind of prestige and the kind of club Manchester United is, and to have a Nigerian player, one of the best so far doing it, in England, represent Red Devils. It would be nice. So, yes.
I think what Leicester would tell him is, young man, relax until the summer. If you want to leave, there's no way they're going to let him leave. In January, still in Sporting Life, Manchester United versus Liverpool. Varane out for a few weeks. That's the cause of the international break.
Yes.
Very sad for Rafael Varane.
When I saw him limped off in that final, I knew that, yes,
there's something.
There's something there. He felt it. And
felt his groin.
I don't think it was. Yes, he chased after a ball. Nobody, tackled him or anything. It was just, self-inflicted. And I think it's going to be a sore miss for Manchester United. But then they still have Lindelof and Harry Maguire there, so yes.
Harry Maguire is nursing an injury as well, so they might be missing their centre-back pairing as the first choice for the next game. Let's go to complete sports now. Still a story concerning Wilfred Ndidi. Manchester United plan January bid. Very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that matter. Bellerin doesn't want Arsenal return. Murphy expected to return to training today. Good news concerning the Super Eagles forward who missed out on the last World Cup qualifier because of injury. Devastating. Simen reminds me of Shevchenko. Really. That's very interesting. That's coming from a player who used to score a lot of goals as well, to Luca Toni, those days for Fiorentina. Last but not the least is Sporting Sun. Manchester United plans January bid for Wilfred Ndidi.
Something in there.
You think so? Something in the papers? We'll see. Fingers crossed. AFCON 2022, Spalletti backs Napoli. Napoli's quest to stop Osimhen. I think this is all going to end up... yeah, I don't see how they're going to succeed with this. So let's just I'll leave it at that. Ejike Scoops, second straight player of the month
Fantastic
award.
Player.
Very impressed with him.
I've been very, very impressed with him. I think he's a very, very, very fine player. And,
Indeed.
Hopefully he can bring his talents to bigger clubs in Europe. You know,
eventually,
yes,
eventually, because it's gone from the Netherlands now to Russia and stuff. So hopefully it returns to mainstream Europe very soon. Abramovich spearheads Hazard's Chelsea return. Really? Hazard back to Chelsea has been a horrendous time
really need him back
at the Bernabeu.
You know, I think his time is, you know,
it's done.
It's done there, you know. And I still think Hazard is a fantastic player. He's been unlucky with injuries here and there. If he can just stay fit, you know, for the course of the season, I think he can bring it back and in the form we used to know him.
Okay, indeed. All right, that's where we are wrapping up the show. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tyra, for having me.
Appreciate it, Demola.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day and join us again tomorrow. I am Tyra Salam. Bye for now.